Hey guys, this is video number 5, viewing properties. Okay, so you made some selections off of the multiple listing service, our local MLS. Terrific. So now comes the exciting part. Let's go see the inside of the properties, right? You will notice when we go view properties that sometimes the pictures looked a little too nice and the properties aren't reflective of that. And sometimes just the opposite happens, is that the pictures didn't do it justice. So either way, whatever that is, that's why we go view properties, right? We're here in person. We're here in San Antonio. We're able to look at those properties at our leisure. So we're going to be scheduling based on your schedule. Remember, I'm a full-time realtor, and I'm happy to work around your schedule. And yes, I do work on the weekends. Definitely let's find a time which makes sense for your family, either after work or on the weekends, as I mentioned. You tell me what works best for your family, and we'll work it into both of our schedules. And we can meet at the home. Now, either the day of or perhaps even the day before, we're going to be, I'll be selecting the routing. Now, the routing is important because this is going to be reflective of a lot of different factors, not the least of which is some sellers require a 24-hour notice to make appointments. So we're going to be usually going off of a list from the night before, trying to make appointments for the following day or even the day after that. We want the most updated list, up to the minute list of properties that are available. But again, because we do have some showing restrictions, and sometimes they'll even suspend showings on a given day. I'll tell you if we eliminated one or two choices for that particular day, and I'll tell you the circumstances surrounding the changes. Again, perhaps they had a sick child and decided they weren't going to allow showings that day. Whatever the case is, we'll discuss that. But I will definitely try to squeeze in all of our selections. Here's how I feel about that routing. The routing is important because I'm also going to use the most effective routing that optimizes our time together. So it's almost like a milk run. I'm going to be using certain tools like Google Maps and so forth, and I'll kind of change routings around to figure out which is the most efficient. And my knowledge of San Antonio roads and logistics and my experience, of course, in real estate has taught me how to do this. So rest assured, I'm going to make the most effective use of your time, and we're going to try to minimize delays. Now, I also want to mention to you, of course, that there is such a thing as road construction and so forth. Those are the unforeseeable things that could arise. And rest assured, we're going to try to make the most effective use of your time based on my knowledge of what roads perhaps could be closed and so forth. And the most important thing to also mention, or another thing to mention, I want to say is that you remember that the more properties we see together, the more they're going to start kind of doing this, kind of start looking the same. So I devised several years ago a plan by which you won't get too confused. So if we see 5 properties, you'll probably still remember each one of them. Anything over 5 properties, I don't mind showing you. Just a caution that again, they might start kind of blending together. Which one was that one again? I don't remember. And you might even come up with some quirky names like, oh yeah, that was the house with the blue rooms, or that was the house with the fire pit, or the fire pit house. Kind of like what Chip and Joanna Gaines do on their TV show. They kind of start giving names to properties and so forth. We might even find quirky little ways to remember properties as well. But here's a foolproof method that I devised a few years back. So basically, I'm going to send you or provide to you copies, printed off copies of each agent report for each property that we see. This will provide you with the basic details, including what the listing agent has reported to us in terms of taxes and pertinent details, lot size, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, days on market, price per square foot, a whole litany of things, right? And it's very important to mention the fact that those agent copies are not only a guide for you, but they could be a really terrific way to remember properties. What I advise my clients to do is to take a picture of that property listing sheet, and then take pictures of the home if you like the property, right? If it's a contender, right? It's on your short list. Take a picture of the agent report, and then every subsequent picture after that agent report picture is taken will correspond to that particular property. I found that that's a really terrific way. You can take pictures of the kitchen, of the backyard, of the master bedroom, the master bath, things of this nature, things that are really important to you and your family, and some really nice sizzle features and stuff. And I found that that's a terrific way to keep a really good accounting of which properties are of the most interest to you to purchase. That way we can kind of go, we're basically taking, we're using a funnel, right? I mean, it's a numbers game. We're doing this number of properties, and slowly but surely we're whittling down the list, and we're funneling them through down to select maybe 2, perhaps 3 properties that we are interested in offering on, right? And then in another video, we'll be talking a little bit more about the offer process and so forth. But that's video number 5, and viewing properties. So hopefully this has been educational. It's been interesting to you, and because one thing else, like I said, we're getting to the good stuff, right? Actually going to see properties. So I know you're excited, and I'm just as excited as you are. So on to the next video. Thank you.